Today we're going to talk about the governor elections we'll have this year. As you can see right now, we have 6 Democrats and 8 Republicans and 36 seats up for grabs in this year's governor elections. This is so important because we have so many races and many of them are quite competitive. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a like down below, and tune in for future videos. So as you can see right now here, of course, California will go Democratic. Javier Becerra will win against Steve Hilton there in the general election. Oregon is very competitive. I'm gonna leave it for the future. Nevada is also very competitive, and Arizona as well. Idaho will go for Republicans. Wyoming as well. South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas will go for Republicans. Even though Abbott is in a much worse position than he was 4 years ago, as you know. The Democratic nominee is not so bad, and Tallarico might pull this out against Paxton. Even though this will be very, very close, but I would still get an advantage of like 5 or 6 points for Abbott in the governor election. In that regard, I think that Abbott will probably perform around 5 to 6 points better than Paxton in that regard. Arkansas will go to Republicans, Tennessee as well, Alabama as well, South Carolina as well, and I would say even New Hampshire and Vermont, because this is very interesting. Probably we're asking, why is New Hampshire and Vermont red? Of course, New Hampshire is red because of Kelly fantastic governor, has a huge approval rating in that regard, and she is probably going to be reelected there. And in Vermont, of course, you have a liberal Republican there, Phil Scott, and he will be reelected for sure. We have a guy there, a 14-year-old person there running in Vermont, so props to him. He's doing a fantastic job there, trying to energize the voters. And that's really fantastic for a person that's only 14 years old to actually try to do something for his own state, and that's actually I would say remarkable. Then for the Democrats, I would say Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maryland, Maine, New York, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is not competitive. Josh Shapiro will win this. Look at his performance in 2022. I'm just going to show you right here. So this was his performance, 56.5 against Doug Mastriano. Of course, Doug Mastriano was abandoned by the Republican Party in that regard, but he was doing so great in Berks County, in Lancaster County, not only in that regard, here in Lehigh getting 20 points, even in Northampton. So you're seeing, even in Luzerne, this county went for Trump by almost 20 points. He was able to win there substantially. So this is why I think that Josh Shapiro has this one on the bag. Maybe you can go here to races, Pennsylvania, not South Carolina actually, but I was just thinking about Pennsylvania, just to check how the poll's doing. As you can see here, 21 points for Shapiro, and I would say that could be even higher. Shapiro is a fantastic governor in terms of his approval rating. It's very, very high. When you go to Minnesota, we'll go Democratic. Ohio will go, I'll talk about that later. Illinois will go Democratic, and also Colorado and Mexico Democratic as well. Hawaii Democratic. Right now I have the more swing states here. Kansas will go Republican. It's the first pickup the Republicans will have. As you know here, Kansas was a Democratic state in 2022. It voted for Laura Kelly by only 2 points, but it was enough for her to win. She did so well here. It's the Kansas City suburbs. She got 59% in this county, net around 50,000 votes. Here in Wayne County, 68-29. So this is the suburbs of Kansas City, Kansas, and this is so important for any Democrat to run it up in those counties. Laura Kelly is not your average Democrat. She's a moderate, of course, for Kansas standards she needs to be. And look at this county. They're very small, heartland of America. They're very huge for the Republicans by some lopsided margin, like here, 64, 78. So you see the margins are very lopsided towards the Republicans. And that's what I expected the Republicans to flip this, because incumbency factor is not here. Is not here. Laura Kelly is gone. That's why I expect another one to step up and to actually win this as a Republican. So if you move to the other races, Arizona and Nevada, I would say Nevada will go Republican and Arizona will go Democratic. Why? Let's go to Arizona here in the governor race. So Arizona right now, of course, as you can see here, Hobbs has an advantage of around 5 points in the average pollsters, and against here 6 points against Schweitzer, and Biggs is 5 points. And if you move to Nevada, I would still give the advantage to Lombardo. The polls are saying he has an advantage, but not only because of that, because he got a great margin in 2022, as you can see here. It was a point, but Catherine Cortez Masto won the senatorial election, but Lombardo was able to win here. Look at Las Vegas. Las Vegas have been changing a lot in the past few years. Democrats need to get a margin here of around 10 points. Lombardo got within 6. That's why he was able to win the state. And here in Reno, that's suburbs around Reno, Washoe County is so important to get turnout here. And not only that, to be competitive if you are a Republican actually win this county. Lombardo is very close to do so there. I still think he's going to get reelected. Even in Nevada, he's a change that changed a lot, and it's trending to be more Republican. Even though it can certainly add a surprise, considering if Hispanic turnout is so high and if it is trending back to the Democrats. Arizona, I think Katie Hobbs will win this. It doesn't matter what happens, to be honest. When talking about Georgia, I think the Republicans will lose there and the Democrats will finally win Georgia. Brian Kemp is, and by the way, Florida is Republican, of course, and also Alaska. And in Georgia, I think that the Republicans will actually lose that place because Brian Kemp did a fantastic job here. 8 points in Georgia. Trump won by 2. Why? Because he did so great in the suburbs of Atlanta. Cobb County, look at this, within 4. Trump got here like within 16, if I'm not mistaken, or in that ballpark. Atlanta, Kamala got here 72, Stacey Abrams 69. Gwinnett, another very important point. I think Kamala got 58, and then Stacey Abrams only 54. So that's really what I mean. If you go to here at Fayette County, another example, I think this was within 5 in the presidential race in 2024. And for Grand Camp was within 14. So you understand what I mean. Suburban counties, white college voters that are actually turning out to be more Democratic right now, they are actually vote for for a more moderate Republican, which is the case of Brian Kemp, of course. But the rest of them are actually going to vote more Democratic. That's why I think that now Brian Kemp going out of the scene in Georgia, I think that the Democrats will have an advantage there in the governor race. Then Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Oregon. That's the states we still have left. So in Iowa, I think the Democrats will win there. That's very important. Iowa, you can see here that, of course, incumbent governor cannot run for re-election. And if you are a Democrat, you need to look up to 2 things in Iowa. 3 things in Iowa. First thing is here. Iowa City, College Town, Johnson County. Democrats need to be above 75% in this county specifically, and turnout needs to be very high. Otherwise, it is impossible for them to win this race. And here in Des Moines, this needs to be over 60% for the Democrats. Turnout needs to be high as well. Ames, Story County, also another college town in Iowa. So I think Democrats will win there in Iowa. When we talk about Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio, look, all of them Democratic. That's my prediction as well. And Oregon will also stay Democratic. So this is the final map. 26 governor races for the Democrats and 24 for the Republicans. So you move to Wisconsin. Todd Evers will not run for re-election, but I still think then the person there will actually be able to win. And in Michigan will be close, but I think the Democrats will be actually able to win as well. In Oregon, this will be very close. And usually governor races in Oregon are very close. You can see here to Oregon. Where's Oregon? They actually don't have it here, but that's okay. Let's go to here to the map, the general map, because I want to show you something. So right now, they're projecting this. So they're saying basically here in Michigan a toss-up, as you can see here. So, but right now, give an advantage to Benson, James, and Duggan. And we'll wait for that because now he said that he is planning to quit the race, so we'll see about that as well. And move to Wisconsin, you can see here the Democrat is ahead by 2 points. If it is Tiffany against Barnes, Mandela Barnes, former candidate in the senatorial election in 2022, that lost against the Republican nominee there. And if you move to Ohio, I just want to show you right here, Vivek Ramaswamy is on track to lose, at least right now it seems according to the polls. That polls are polls. Guys, this is the map. I hope you liked the video. If you guys subscribe and leave your like. Forget to also have a new video on Friday. And it's very important that you subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you guys so much and see you on Friday.